knowing that that's kind of more like a pop culture reference, but more personal, I think touching on as we move into different life stages, we've had to change our networks in terms of the relationships that we've had to build, right? I know that you, as a new mom, have had to kind of pivot a bit. You obviously have your friends from a long time ago. I know you have the designated 2 to 4 friends based on our podcast episode, your 2 to 4 close friends that go back to high school. But as a mom, you want to communicate and be heard by other moms. So have you been able to like build those kind of personal networks to feel that support in the new mom community?
Yeah, for sure. Because like you said, you want to build that community and build that connection, build that rapport. And you don't want to be, so lonely during your maternity leave. So this time around, I have my first maternity leave. It was right during COVID, beginning of COVID. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to take advantage of meeting new moms in my area. But this time around, I absolutely am. But with anything, you're putting yourself out there and you need that confidence and you need that. And also you have this baby too.
Yeah, don't forget.
Which adds a fun little element to it. But it's important. It's important because you're all going through the same thing together, right? So it's nice to hear other stories. It's nice to feel like you're not going crazy some days. Two apps or two, softwares that have helped me find, moms in my area are Peanut. So it's like a little app that you download and it's so funny. It's like a dating app. So you like swipe on like moms, like yes or no. So it's like literally like a dating app, which is hilarious. And then you can like reach out, you could talk through the app. So I have found a few like mom friends through that. And also so like Facebook groups, like people in my area, like in the city, particular cities and everything like that. So yeah, I have. And it's been great. Where I'm just trying to build up that community, right?
It's just so important to highlight, based on what you said, that networking doesn't stop in any aspect of your life now. And all of it is still done via some kind of like dating app.
Right. It's so funny. Like, it's terrible, but like, it makes sense.
It's like, hey, I don't want to date you, but like, do you want to like go on a date, new mom?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to like bring your baby too? We can just like go for a walk. Cool.
But that speaks to like,
I'll bring snacks.
The profile needs to provide some kind of value or something that resonates, right? Like your profile.
Yeah.
Like you want someone to swipe on your profile, and then the one that you hope to match with is the one with the profile that's got your attention.
100%. It's so funny. A little cringy, but also funny.
But like you're a new mom and then you see another cool mom and they don't match with you. You're like, how dare you?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, you're too cool. You're way too cool for me.
Well, there you go. I'm not a new mom, but definitely as I've like grown in different ways and stuff, friendships have changed and people in relationships and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, I'm constantly networking and going to events. It's been a while since I've been to an in-person event, but going to events to build relationships. And again, still using like an app to connect with other like-minded women. It's like a dating app, like you're swiping on people and hoping that they connect or like message you. It's amazing how many people are afraid to message, even in a platonic setting, actually.
Yes,
right?
Yes. I always found I was the first one.
Same. I have to message first.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, like whatever. But then like I felt like I was the one like keeping the conversation up. And I was like, nah, I'm not. This has to be like a two-way streak. I'm not doing this.
Well,
I don't have time for this.
Exactly. You both have to be invested in the conversation. But I feel the same. And it's to me, it's like really a confidence thing. If you're confident, then you can message first. And then if they don't respond, like I don't care. But people are afraid to be rejected, even in our personal lives. And if I feel like, okay, I'm having to work hard, like I'm not trying to court you. So like if you're not giving me what I'm giving, then yeah, obviously I'm going to find somebody else to connect with.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, it's going to continue in our future. Like when my kids go to school, that opens up a whole nother network of parents.
Right.
And, people like play dates and let's do this. And who knows, maybe that'll lead to different things for me, different things for my kids. So I'm kind of interested to see how that goes from like raising kids perspective.
Yeah. Growing your network and kind of evolving to like the next level of friendships and relationships.
Exactly.
I think we can also even talk about like us as new podcasters, we hosted a meetup for the purposes of being able to connect with other podcasters local to the city, because we wanted to build those relationships, which is not an easy thing to do.
Being like so new to this industry, we don't know what we're doing, we don't know anyone. We wanted to kind of build that community and, you know, form those connections. So yeah, it was so fun. We made all these connections and relationships. So, you know, we're building our network that way.
We're practicing. We're putting ourselves out there. Yeah, we were so afraid, right? We were so afraid, like, will anybody come? Will anybody come to our party? But you got to put yourself out there and be okay with rejection. But basically, you got to operate with a mindset of like, you're going to make it work. You're going to make it work. You're going to provide value, and it's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's hard. But yeah, absolutely.
So I think we were talking a little bit about the elevator pitch and actual events. And I think, I don't know if we want to talk a little bit more about how to prepare for a networking event.
Sure. Like the first thing that comes into my head is like, what the heck am I going to wear?
What look am I going to give?
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, well, what are other people wearing?
Yes.
Like how formal is this? How casual is this? Like, you don't want to be like the bum that shows up, but you want like, oh, so stressful picking an outfit. And then shoes, forget about it.
I find it harder to figure out what dress code for a conference than for like a networking event, because a lot of networking events are after work. So well, I mean, where we used to work was very casual, so you could be at a place that's a little bit more formal, but everybody's coming after work, so I don't know if there's judgment or not. But at a conference, there's no set dress code, so it's like, I don't want people to think I'm a bum, but at the same time, I may be at a conference where there's going to be software engineers, and you're going to see them because they're going to be walking around in their hoodies, and nobody's looking at them like they're bums. So
yeah,
but I don't want to come in a suit because it's like, this is going to be a long day, and I don't want to spill salad dressing on my pants. So where's the in between?
Totally. And then it's like, okay, well, what do I bring? What should I bring to the event? Do I bring business cards? Do I bring, I don't know, a pen? Do I bring, like, what other things should I bring?
That's such a good point. Like, are business cards still a thing? I don't know the answer to that.
No, but like, I feel like
I think they
a lot
are.
of companies, I know, I think they are too, but you give me your business card, I'm going to type your name into LinkedIn, then I'm going to throw out your business card.
Well, that's the thing, is that, I mean, a lot of companies don't print business cards for you anymore. So it's like, you're sending me to a conference without a business card. But when I was going to make my own business cards and like go to Vistaprint and like print out like, you know, whatever, the 500 that they give you, my business card was just going to have a QR code on it. It was just going to have the LinkedIn QR code that people could scan to connect easily. So there was no search involved.
Yeah. Like, that's the only thing that you just want to direct them to your LinkedIn page anyways, right? So yeah. True. That's a good one.
Maybe it's not even printing out business cards, but it's just printing that one card that has a QR code that you can easily pass around to people, to just be like, scan it and you're good. We're connected. Perfect.
Yeah. That's very like forward thinking, like tech forward thinking, I feel like. It's very techy. I love it.
Oh, I love technology. Whatever makes my life easier.
So what other things do you bring to a networking event? Your elevator pitch. You need to prepare for that.
Yes.
You need to know what you're going to say.
I try and do some research beforehand about what the event entails and maybe who the speakers are.
True.
It's hard to always know who the attendees are. For networking events, I find that you don't know. A conference, you can kind of know. They'll publish like who different attendees are. So from a networking event, I think ideally, and I'm terrible at this, I need to be better, is like make a goal of like at least to connect to a certain amount of people. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 5, I don't really know, of people I don't know, and introducing myself to get comfortable kind of putting myself out there. At a conference, I'll know who's attending, so if I do want to connect with them, I will try and like message them before the conference to say, hey, I see you're at so-and-so, I work at so-and-so, think there might be some overlap in our work or some interesting things I'd like to discuss. When are you going to be there? Would love to like catch up or have a coffee or a chat or something. I feel more confident. I can reach out in those emails, those cold emails, versus walking up to someone who's like, hey, are you Jan? Oh, I've been looking for you all over the place. Like, I can't do that. And that's so creepy.
No, I can't either. Yeah, no, I can't. Good for you that if you can, I can't.
No. If I reach out to you and you reply back and we set up a meeting from there, when I see you, I can take it from there. But like cold approaching someone like, hey, Barb.
And then what if they don't remember you?
Or they freaked out because they're like, who are you?
Yeah, like awkward.
I think also to prepare, if there are people that you are wanting to talk to, you need to prepare what you want to talk to them about. So whether it's questions that you want to ask, like what are you trying to get out of the conversation, and how are you going to end the conversation so that you're not making them feel like they're being held hostage and it's not turning into like awkward, yeah. You just want to like get in there, get your 2 good questions in, actively listen, paraphrase it back and be like, you know what? I love that the fact that we could meet today. I know that you are busy and want to meet other people, as do I. You know, I'll circle back with a LinkedIn invite and we can see if there's, another time that we can get together and chat, and leave it at that.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's great advice.
I found my stat on self-confidence just to validate myself that I do want to share, because I love numbers, as you know. So as I said before, networking can boost self-confidence. According to a survey by the Muse, 70% of respondents felt more confident in their job search after attending networking events.
Yeah.
So put themselves out
Not
there.
Not before, but after.
Yeah, because they felt like they made some connections. Maybe they asked really good questions to be like, if I wanted to work at your company, what are the things or the challenges that I need to consider? And then that helped them feel better from a job search perspective to know maybe what kind of job they're looking for and what kind of skills they need to present in order to be, considered for said role.
That's fantastic.
So how does one maintain those relationships, Sarah?
That is a good question, because everyone is busy. So it's very hard to maintain relationships. I would say personally, communication, touch base with the person every so often, or like, even if you're not close to them, like, comment on a LinkedIn post, or like a LinkedIn post, like do something just to let them know, like, I'm still here.
Those are all good.
Like, it depends. And it depends. Like, if you're close, maybe grab coffee with that person to catch up. But it's hard. I think it's very hard. Even maintaining like a friendship, for that matter, right, is hard as well. What would you say?
I think you're right. I think the pandemic made it kind of strange in the sense that now online and remote is kind of the top of mind of building relationships. And people are more hesitant depending on like the different season of like meeting people in person, just because there's more fear of people getting sick and stuff. So there is a bigger pressure for you to be able to connect online, which I'm completely fine with. But I know other people like to do the like in-person meeting. But whatever it looks like for you, of like regular touch points, again, you said we have busy lives. I go on LinkedIn every day. I think that's something that anybody who wants to build their networking career should be doing, is on LinkedIn every day, of looking to see what your peers are doing, commenting, try and have a goal of like, I'm going to comment on 3 different posts today, just to be out there and have, people in your industry just aware that, hey, still around.
Exactly.
And adding insights where it's important to do so. Did I already say that networking is not just about professional growth? Did I already give that little crucial nugget in our conversation? It can lead to personal growth, improve communication skills, and increase self-awareness.
And that makes sense, right? Of course, right? Like that makes complete sense to me.
It's also important to maintain and continue those relationships because of the aspect of career progression. A lot of times in your 9-to-5 job, you're going to reach a point where you hit a ceiling and there's nowhere else to go because they're not going to create a new role, or there's a budget constraint that doesn't allow them to promote you. And you need to probably think about going to other places to see that growth. According to a survey by the Association for Talent Development, 35% of professionals attributed their career progression to networking. So that's also why it's important. If you want to take the next step in your career, it's not always going to be at the company that you're working at. You will have to like step out of your comfort zone and consider going somewhere else. And having friends there already would be helpful.
Absolutely. Definitely. Or knowing someone that knows somebody, right?
Yeah.